Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'd like to welcome y'all to the price action recap for May the 10th. May the 10th it is, 2023. Let me pin this comment real quick just in case somebody want to pull up on IG. Just in case they want to pull up on IG, I could tell them go to the tube, baby, baby, baby. Put my banner up. Good evening, good evening, good evening. If this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome and give you a nice hearty well thank you for always tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, hanging out with me. My friend back over my shoulder over here, his name is Spidey, and that beautiful specimen back there in the corner, that's my sweetie. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. I get on Al Gore's internet every single day, once in the morning at 9 a.m., once in the evening at 6:30 p.m. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm sorry. I didn't realize 6:30. I went and got gas, but hey.
I didn't get a cash out. Remember, I sent you the thing. You said you had got a cash out.
Yeah, I'll send it when you get off.
Oh, you okay?
All right.
Um, sorry about that. Uh, anyway, thank you. Far too kind. Thank you for pulling up. Hey, let's see who in the chat. Here to learn and share with Deborah Speller and Rhonda Green. FC, you know what I mean. We got KC and the father of legends. Shout out to Lil Hawk and Chief Motivation. We have Mendez with Anna and Elsa and the Queen and Audrey B and Terry G. Yeah. Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you. You're far too kind. Let's get into it, man. Before I get into it, today was not my day when it comes to futures. Mm, mm, and mm. Not once, not twice, but 3 times I made it. 3 times I made it. That old ES futures left me stranded. The first time it came to my price, touched my limit order. I saw the wick touch. Did not get me short. The second time, it didn't come to my order, right? I was still mad about that. Walked away, did a whole live talking about it. And then this afternoon, I was trying to go long. Saw the most beautifulest setup in the world that looked just like that. I get in you. Came down, touched my entry. I said, I know it's not going to do it to me again. It did it, y'all. It took off and never looked back. 3 times I made it. 3 times I made it. The SPX left me at the bus stop. In the afternoon, when it came down and touched my price on the ES, the FPX didn't pick me up. I just knew I was picked up. I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, yes, sir. Look at this, baby. Run, baby. Run. Run, baby. Run. I'm sitting there like, let me go ahead and place my exit price. And I clicked over to my positions. And I realized I was looking at the limit order. It wasn't the actual entry order. It never dawned on me that money wasn't calculating. I said, it didn't pick me up. But all is not despair, because my baby Spyleen ain't forget about me. Spyleen came through for me. So all was not lost. But when I tell you, I was ready to grab something on my desk and toss it to and fro. This is what I looked like today when the market kept leaving me. This is what I look like today. Let me show y'all what I look like today. This is what I look like today. When the market kept leaving me, that was my exact. I took a screenshot of myself because I was recording the screen, and I took this screenshot and I made this thumbnail right here. This is what I was feeling like today. This is what I was feeling like. But when you start to feel like that, just walk away. Just walk away. The longer you sit there and look at those little Japanese candlesticks, the worse it's going to be. The worse it's going to be. Don't feel bad. It picked me up and took my money. Whoa, 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 whoa. How did it pick you up and take your money? Did you break a rule? Did you break a rule? Did you? Come here. Did you break a rule? Did you get greedy? Did you not take your profit when you were supposed to take your profit? Yeah. No, Deborah. Come back here. Did you break a rule? How did it pick you up and take your money? Because today, if you took a proper entry today, all it did was trend down, trend up, trend down, trend up. So if you took a proper entry, how did it take your money today? How did it take your money, young lady? Huh? Yep. Oh, hold on. Yep, what? Yep, you broke a rule. Yep, you got greedy. Got greedy. Mrs. Nasserini, can you report to room 2B? We have Deborah Spelling has violated. She got greedy today. Mrs. Nasserini, can you report to room 2B? Deborah got greedy. Please come escort her out the building. Thank you. Deborah. Don't feel bad, Deborah. Don't feel bad. It happens to all of us. We all see those beautiful moves, and we be thinking about all the money we fun to get, and we get greedy. But you know what? You had the courage to admit it. So you are more than halfway there. Until you can admit that you have a problem, you will never be able to fix it. But since you know that you got greedy, you can rectify the situation. And I applaud you for being honest with yourself. Now, don't just be honest with yourself. Fix it. You understand me, young lady? What's going on, Angela? Hey, man, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Here, learn shit. Here, that's that is not allowed. We don't try to get it back. We put the loss behind us and we stick to the rules. What are your rules for handling drawdown? Whatever your rules say, that's what you do. We don't worry about the loss. We don't worry about getting it back. We just stick to our rules of not in drawdown, in drawdown. Follow the rules. What are your rules? Never mind, Mrs. Nasserini. I fixed here to learn the shit. I got her myself. Buenos tardes, Valdez. Buenos tardes. And speaking of Valdez, ladies and gentlemen, you look over there in the corner, nope, the other corner, we have District Attorney Angela Valdez. For the old time's sake, for the throwback Spider Gang who know about that. Move out of the way, Angry Tim. And for those who don't know, I took that face right there and I put it on my face to make Angry Tim. I guess YouTube don't like the Angry Tim face because they said this video only has limited ads because the content is not fit for all audiences. It got to be the thumbnail because I talked about the same stuff I talk about every single day. Man, I saw this video today. It said the DJ picked the song at the worst possible time, and it was like at a prom. It was a prom, and the young lady, the king was putting on his crown. Somebody came up there to put the crown on the queen, the young lady. She was disabled some kind of way because she was sitting in a wheelchair when they was putting the crown on her head, and he played Ed Sheeran's Think Out Loud. So when it came on, they was putting the crown on, the music was playing, room fell silent. They were like, "We love you, Sarah." And then you just hear Ed Sheeran come over their speakers. When your legs don't work like they used to before. Everybody in there was like, ooh. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. The price action on this CPI day. We talked about CPI. We talked about the overnight price action. Look at how the CPI candle makes the overnight price action look like we ain't do nothing. This right here is from London until New York, right? And this right here is from the open. This is from where, right? Yeah. This is the open up until London. So it looked like we didn't do a thing, but this one move in London, the one little Judas swing in London. All right. You're not supposed to laugh. When your legs don't work like they used to before. My son said everybody in there wrong because that's the perfect song to play. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the king and the queen fun to dance together, and it's like a love thing and all that. Like the people in the room, the ones who petty. Let's find 9:30. Let's talk about this price action. 9:30. 9:30. Papa was a rolling stone. So in between those lines is to let me see if we need to interject the new week opening gaps. Yes, we shall. We shall add in the new week opening gaps. Now, remove the new week opening gaps. Let's put it on. We'll put it on. Let me see if I can get 5 minutins on here. Will 5 minutins be too small? Hide the side. Squanch it up. There we go. Okay. So at 9:30, we opened up, right? We pushed up into this 5-minute fair value gap here, pushed up to the low of that SIBI. Went up, kissed that SIBI. You know what SIBI that is. That's the SIBI we talked about before, right? Y'all know what that SIBI is. If you don't know what the SIBI is, go back and look at this morning's video, right? Once we hit that SIBI, right? Came down, baby, Yo Street in the Range Rover, right? This is the area right there where I said, okay, once I got off live, I kind of missed the trade. I wasn't mad about this because I just got off live. It was setting up. I hadn't planned it out. I saw it. It looked like a trade, but I didn't want to jump in and get my head knocked off. So I just watched it go. Now we came down below a prior new week opening gap. We came down below Monday's new day opening gap. Pushed all the way down, came below the internal buy side that we had marked out last night. Came very close to that 5-minute breaker that we talked about. And then we turned around and started moving back up into this imbalance up here, right? This is the 5-minute imbalance that I was watching, had everything mapped out. I was sitting on the 1 minute, waiting for an entry on the 1 minute right about here for institutional order flow entry drill on a 1 minute SIBI that was right there inside this at the top, like the high of the 5-minute SIBI was one tick inside the low of the 1 minute SIBI. And so I was sitting there one tick inside, waiting on institutional order flow entry drill, that one tick above that line. I don't know if y'all can see that, but there's one little tick above that line right there, that old prior day's high from yesterday. And it didn't pick me up. It left me at the bus stop and it came down Baby York Street in the Range Rover, right? My target was this these equal lows right here, right? But it didn't pick me up. It came down Baby York Street in the Range Rover. And we came all the way down to boop. Came all the way down to a new week opening gap, right? Touched the refined daily fair value gap. I refined it down to a 1 hour. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at this morning's live. But we came down and touched the top of that imbalance. Then we pushed back up again, right? Pushed back up again into this imbalance, right? Into this bearish order block right here, right? Once we hit that bearish order block and this imbalance, then we can't see what this is right here. Okay, somewhere over, I don't know if that's the same order block that Father Legends was talking about right there, because he said 41.44. I got 41.45 on there, but he was talking about an order block that he traded off of. I don't know if that's the one, but anyway, we came back up into this imbalance, into that order block, and then started to proceed back down. Came back down to the new day opening gap for today, right? Stop there, push back up to the high of the new week opening gap that we had been ranging in the whole time. Remember, the dark purple area was the overlap between this new week opening gap and this new week opening gap. It's like the dark purple is that overlap. We got back in that same overlap again on top of the new day opening gap right there inside that breaker. We consolidated there for a little bit and then we dropped it like it's hot, right? Came all the way down, filled in the came close, just one tick away from filling in the gap, the imbalance, and we came down to the bottom of yet another new week opening gap. Right, we have a new week opening gap there, and we got a new week opening gap here. They're overlapping. That's why the dark purple is there. We came down to the bottom of the lower new week opening gap, consolidated for a while, and then we start to proceed back up. Right over here in this area somewhere is when I got left. Let me see what time I posted that in Discord. I can't really see it here because it's on. I was looking at the 1 minute. So I shared that I shared my festivity at, that's me flipping over the desk. That's me getting left at the bus stop. There it is. 2:07 is when I shared my festivity. I shared my festivity at 2:07. Right. For those who didn't, let me share my festivity again with those who I don't know if I can. I don't know how to share. I don't know if I can share it for y'all to hear the sound. Can y'all hear the sound? I don't know if I can share it so y'all can hear the sound. Can y'all hear that sound? Somebody let me know. Do y'all hear that sound?
Wait a minute, you talking about?
Yep, it did it to me again. Again. Today is just not my day. Did it again. Look at this. You see this here? When I hover over that candle right there, almost, everything is set. That low says 41.19.25. Can y'all hear it now? Right? 41.19.25. When I come over there, what is that? You say you can't hear the sound on the video? That candle right there. Hover over the candle right there. Everybody say yes. 25 is my target. Pull it back. Look at that 41.19.25. Did it to me again.
Maybe mine's a delay because I can hear it now.
Yeah. Okay. So, yes, it did it to me again. It did it to me again. Came down, kissed my entry, and left me. That was on the 1 minute. So it was right around this area here somewhere where I got left. Let's go down to 1 minute and see exactly. When your legs don't work like they used to before. Right there. That little booger right there. Right? Because I was entering in right here on the high of this breaker. I was entering in on the high of this breaker right here. Right? You can count both of these as breakers. This 135 candle and this 131 candle. I was counting that as the breaker because it was a bigger candle, and two, we started here, went down, and then went there. So it's just like kind of a consolidation and then a drop. So you can look at this side as the breaker or that side as the breaker since they're in the same spot. It may not be technically right, but since they're in the same spot, no harm, no foul, right? Because you got a high that broke the low. Right, the high broke the low. This high broke the low. So we're in the same spot, and I was just using this one, but we came down and I was using the high of the breaker. Right, I was using the high of the breaker. And it came down to the high of the breaker inside the imbalance right there, and it didn't pick me up. That was the spot right there where I got left. It did. Then after that, we just slowly marched up all the way up to the new day opening gap from today. Right, we marched straight up to the new day opening gap, consolidated inside the new day opening gap, pulled down into the bullish order block, and this imbalance right here stopped right at yesterday's low. Right, the bodies of the candles totally respected yesterday's low. Let me spread this out a little bit so you can see that a tad bit better. Sorry about that. Right, and then we continue to march up. Right, got up on top of the lower new week opening gap, pushed up, touched that buy side again that we had spoke about, pulled back down into this imbalance, this BISI, if you will, right? And stopped at the order block. BISI and order block consolidated there for a little while, right? And then we started to march up again, got on top of that old buy side that we talked about, pushed up to another overlapping new week opening gaps and new day opening gap, pushed above it, came all the way up, poked above yesterday's high one more time, consolidated below it a little bit, pushed back down. Where did we sit? We sat again on top of the overlap of the new week opening gaps inside the new day opening gap right there, right? We pushed up, right? Went into that right there with the 52 fake out like it was going to drop. It did not, right? Consolidated and start to push up back into that imbalance at the end of the day and at the 5 o'clock, at the 4 o'clock bell, right there, pushed up into the bottom of this bearish order block right there, pushed up right to the bottom of the bearish order block. And Bob's your uncle. For the rest of the time, we've been consolidating on top of the new week opening gap since then. That, ladies and gentlemen, would be your price action. And if you squanch it up, you put 1 minute candles on and squanch it up. Can somebody tell me what today's price action was? Looking at where we started from here, went over here, and came back over there. What was today's price action? We came here, we did something there, we did something there. Came here, did something there, it came down, did something here, did something there, did something there. What is this little thingy right here? What is that? Can somebody tell me what that is? Okay, you're back now. I'm tired. Loud and clear. Yes, we here. No. From here to there, it's making a U shape or V shape, right? Something makes, there you go. A market maker buy model. The buy models make a V. The sell models make a A. How you make A? YMCA. Yeah. So make the V and the A. There you go. Market maker buy models make the V. The sell models make the A. All right. Let's go to 5 minutins so we can look at it a little bit better. See there? You come over here. We got the drop down there. Right. You come up here. We got us a smart money reversal right there. Came down, popped back up. Low, what they call it? Low, high probability short. Smart money reversal. Drop down, high probability short or low resist. Something, I can't remember what he called it. Smart money reversal, high probability short. That's what I'm calling it. You got some areas be like accumulation and distribution and redistribution, smart money reversal down here, reaccumulation and then redistribution or something, whatever he be calling the different levels of it. But it's all throughout here. I don't know all the different areas. I know the smart money reversal. I know the high probability shorts. I know the smart money reversal over here. You had a high probability long right here. All of that right there. But you know what I'm saying? Go back and look at the market maker buy model and sell models if you want to know what the smart money reversal, high probability short, accumulation, distribution, reaccumulation, smart money reversal, redistribute. If you want to know all them stages, go back and look at those videos from ICT. I just look for the V's and the A's. When I look for the V's and the A's, and when they be talk, also, one thing, if you don't know, I'll just drop this off for anybody who don't know. When you got a market maker buy model and sell model, right? When you got a market maker buy model and sell model, remember this: whenever you have opposing order blocks, right? When you have opposing order blocks, like on the sell side, right? We have a bearish order block right here, right? Always remember this. It's not going to be every single time, right? Let me hide all this other stuff so you can pick up what I'm putting down. I told my wife today, because we was talking about something, I said, you can always tell people age by their insults. Because I thought about that when I said, so you can pick up what I'm putting down. You know, back them old school players, they be like, you are you picking up what I'm putting down? Are you picking up what I'm putting down, young blood? So we have a bearish order block right here, right? Let's go to the order blocks. Bearish order block. Y'all can tell I don't use order blocks a lot because I don't have all the order blocks in here. So I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to pick a bearish order block right there. And I'm going to extend this to the right. And I would pick one. Okay, so we got a bearish order block. We're going to make him red, right? So we got a bearish order block right there, right? If you look directly across from there, what do you spy right here on this 245 candle? Can somebody put in the chat for me what this 245 candle is? Shouldn't anybody, no one should get this wrong because I just said it. But this 245 candle right here, that red candle right there, what is that? This green candle right here is a bearish order block, right? This is a bearish order block. This green candle right here, this 1130 candle, right? What is this 245 candle right there? What do we call that? As I highlight that, put it in the chat. Somebody, please, will you? Somebody, will you please put that in the chat? This candle right here that I'm highlighting. That I'm highlighting right there. Very good. A bullish order block. A bullish order block. All right. Now, Tim, why are you wasting my time by saying all this? I'm glad you asked that question. I am thrilled even that you asked that question. When you have a market maker sell model or a market maker buy model, and you have opposing, order blocks on opposite side. Hey, here to learn to share. Here to learn to share. Get off my screen. You got order blocks on opposite sides of the model. You have a bearish order block on the sell side, and we have a bullish order block on the buy side. If the market intends on continuing up, if your draw, in this case, let's just come here, just like this, right here. Let's come here. We're going to pretend like we don't know what's coming up. We don't have hindsight, right? We don't have hindsight right now. We're pretending. And our draw on liquidity, right? Our draw, hey, where did that come from? Oh, it went up there the first time? Okay. Our draw on liquidity is right there. That's our draw. Okay, that's our draw on liquidity. So we got the market maker sell buy model shaping up. We got the sell side. We got a bearish order block right there, right? And we came over here and we created right here, right there. We got us a bullish order block right there at that point. Now it's a bullish order block, right? If you do not know what makes an order block, let's go back and talk that piece out. On the sell side, price came down, took out liquidity up under here, rejected off, came back up to an area of support. In this case, we came to a SIBI and a bearish order block, right? That's the support that we hit, right? It heightens it if you're coming into a higher time frame level of support. So let's go in and check that to see if it was heightened, right? We came up to higher time frame order block, right? So it's heightened, right? Higher time frame order block that we came into also. So it coincides with the higher time frame order block, right? And it is a mitigation block on this level right here, right? So we got a mitigation block there. We got an order block there, higher time frame order block in this area back here by this mitigation block, right? So there you go. So once we come back to that area of, I said support, but resistance, we came to resistance, right? Because we came up, we came to resistance, I jalapies. And then once we came up to resistance, right, we went the other way, right? So now there you go. Once you break through that low right there, now that up close candle right there is now your order block, right? Your potential order block, right? So we go down, we go down, we go down, and we come over here and we come up to that bullish order block. That's resistance, right? I mean, that bearish order block, that's resistance. So we come up to an area of resistance, right? Stopped, changed directions, right? We changed directions, but this time we reversed again and broke the high of that candle where we changed directions. So when we go through that high right there, now that right there is a bullish order block because we came to an area of resistance, had a shift in sentiment, but then we continued on. So boom, there's your bullish order block. Whenever, I ain't gonna say whenever, the vast majority of the time when you have opposing order blocks, right? Once price trades beyond the order block on the opposite side, that order block becomes a high probability entry. I'll say it again. Whenever you got a market maker sell model or buy model, once the market comes back to the opposite side, in this case, it's a buy model. So once it comes to the buy side of the model, and it forms an order block, an opposite order block, an opposing order block when they're straight across from each other or relatively straight across, right? The Second order block, the one on the opposite side, on the latter half of the model, once price trades past it, it becomes a high probability entry point. And as you see, price went past it, came back down into it, and nothing could stop me. There you go. There you go. There you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Far too kind. Far too kind. Then we got up, looked like we took out that high right there. Yes, we did. Boop, took out that high, completing the buy model right there from that high to that high. Can it keep continuing up to that high? Yes, it can. But whenever you take out a high, there's always a possibility of a reversal. That's why you always take your partials at every high and low. Father of Legends. Now that you know, you can add it to your bat utility belt. And also today, when I was asking you why 4144, right? And you told me why, I didn't bother to tell you what I was looking at for the upside because I didn't want to influence your trade decision. Because I know a lot of times it's easy to like get knocked off your square when saying somebody who trade in a way that you kind of glean stuff from. But that right there, that 41, that was my target that I was looking to take off of one of my SPY positions. If I in the morning, if my eyes are all puffy and red, it's because I'm going to regret not closing all of my SPY positions. I had two different SPY positions that I put on. One was for this Friday, and one was for 2 weeks out. And the one that's 2 weeks out, I left that on. Even though it had gone past 50%, it closed the day at around 45%. It had gone past 50%, but I say I'm gonna leave it on because I usually be closing the positions, and then the next day it come back and keep doing what I wanted to do and be like, I should have kept it on. But the ones for this Friday, I took it off. I took those off because it had hit 100% of the position. Like I was shooting for 100% on that one because how the price was moving. But that was my target right there, that high. You know what I'm saying? When you was like your target was 44, 41, 44 right there. I'm not sure if this is the order block you was using, but my target was 48 up here. It's 48, 41, 48. And then my stretch goal was 41, 61, 50. But since we got there and it was at the 100%, I went ahead and took it off right there. So those two were my targets. But like I say, I shoot for highs, lows, and imbalances as my targets. That's just how I trade. Like when I make my entry, like if I enter on this fair value gap right here, right, I'm gonna be looking at that high, the high, this huge fair value gap, that high. I'll be looking at highs, lows, and imbalances. Those are the spots where I try to take profit and get out of trades because I'm of the mind frame of the market seeks out liquidity, and liquidity is going to be sitting above highs, below lows, and inside imbalances. And the reason why it's in an imbalance is because it's going back to service somebody that didn't get service. The liquidity pool is above the high and below the low because it's willing buyers and sellers there. But there's also some willing buyers and sellers that's sitting in those fair value gaps. But you have to know which fair value gap is a fair value gap and not just an imbalance, right? This imbalance, just like right here, this imbalance, get off my screen, order blocks. I don't trade you. Get out of here. This imbalance right here, right? Peep this. Y'all follow with me now. Y'all follow with me for just a second. I'm gonna say something now. Make sure you're listening. Make sure you're listening because I'm gonna say something. All right. That imbalance right there, right? Well, let me say it like this. All right. So as price came down, right here on this leg right here, price. Matter of fact, I can demonstrate it on this side right here even better. This one right here makes it. This one is even more. This is more clear, right? This is more clear. God dog it, Tim. This is more clear, right? So price came up, took out buy side, right? Breaking market structure right there. Look at that. What was left in the wake of this pang out, right? We had 1, 2 fair value gaps. Let's look very, 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 very close for a second. Right? If you look at what price did on the way back up, you realize that we had inside, right? Make it big. We had a 5-minute bearish fair value gap, right? And we had a 5-minute boom. Right? And I know y'all probably looking like, Tim, what in the haberdashery and hemoglobin is going on here? I thought a SIBI was a bearish fair value gap. You would be correct. So why are you saying that we had a bearish fair value gap and a SIBI? Why are you making a distinction? Right? Does anyone care to take I want everybody to take a guess in the chat why I said that this red 5-minute fair value gap is the fair value gap, and why this orange, that's orange, right? This orange SIBI, why didn't I call that a 5-minute fair value gap if a SIBI is a classification of a fair value gap? But just put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. I'm going to say it again. Why did I say this SIBI is a 5-minute bearish fair value gap, And I said that this SIBI is just a SIBI based off of what price did right here on this piece of the price leg right there. Somebody put it in the chat. I'm not going to continue on until you put it in the chat. Right. Based off of that move right there. I'm waiting. Yes, indeed, I'm waiting. No candle on the opposite side of the orange. Good guess, but no. Because there is also a very tiny volume imbalance there too. Nope. Good guess, but no. All right. Let me give you a clue. Yeah. Give you a clue. Yeah. I just gave you a clue. Yeah. Can y'all see what I just put on there? Do y'all know what that is? What I just put on here right here? Right. I just gave you a clue when I put on the Fibonacci 2. I gave you a clue when I put on the Fibonacci 2. I gave you a clue when I put on the Fibonacci 2. Yeah. I'm gonna give you another clue while I'm waiting for y'all to answer. While I'm waiting on y'all to answer. While I'm waiting on y'all to answer, I'm going to give you another clue. Very, 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 very good. Very, 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 very good. Premium, very, 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 very good. Very, very, not consequent encroachment. Not consequent encroachment. That would be equilibrium. Yes, that would be equilibrium. But the reason why, who said it first? Who said it first? Little Hawk. Right? The reason why I made the distinction that this imbalance, which is a SIBI, was a bearish fair value gap. And this imbalance, which is a SIBI, was just a SIBI in this point in time. Now, here is my reasoning for this, right? Price came up, consolidated after running out buy side. We came up, we ran buy side, right? Over here. Over here. Boom, 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 boom. Say, don't. Yeah, you. Boom, 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 boom. Can I ask you a question? Boom, 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 boom. You like the, oh, you don't want me to talk to you like that there? Well, you might like love. I see you walking down the street. Had to stop. Drop the top. Say, you're so cute. You're so fine. Young tender. Won't you be mine? Who remember that old short dog? Boom, 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 boom. Say, boom, 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 boom. Can I ask you a question? Boom, 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 boom. You like the, oh, y'all want me talking to you like that? Okay. Price came up and we took out buy side liquidity, right? Took out buy side, consolidate, off for buy side, off for sell side, buy side, sell side, buy side, sell side, buy side, pushed up, drop. This candle right here, we left this area after taking out buy side, after offering sell side and buy side, and then we left in a hurry. making this right here a potential balanced price range, right? So this is when we left that area, right? So from the swing high of when we left that area to the swing low of when we started to retrace back up, right? We have an imbalance that's in the premium, and we have an imbalance that's in the discount, moving into just right at equilibrium, right? So we have just taken buy side, offered buy side and sell side, and then left that area in a hurry. So we don't anticipate price going back up here until it goes and handles some business, right? So since we don't expect price to come all the way back up here, right? We look for any imbalances in the premium below or even inside the balanced price range, right? So since we want to sell, right, the fair value for selling is going to be in the premium. The fair value for selling is going to be in the premium, right? So we have an imbalance that's in the premium and is right at the bottom of the balanced price range, right? So when the algo comes up, it sees this SIBI. But guess what? That SIBI is not in fair value for selling. There's another imbalance above it that's in the premium. Hey, we can offer buy side to this sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Let's offer buy side. There, the job is done. Now we can get a beautiful price in this fair value gap now. And when they got that fair, and it came tick for tick, right? With the last candle before leaving this balanced price range. And then look what happened. It cut through this SIBI, which now that we've gotten up here, that should be an inversion gap, correct? No, 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 no. Don't get caught off sides. It just offered the buy side to make this a balanced price range, opposing fair value gaps, opposing imbalances, so that it can cut through it like butter. So it cut through it like butter. And as it was cutting through like butter, right? What did it create? It created an actual fair value gap in that area. Now, this SIBI right here, right there, that's right there next to the old SIBI, right? Why do you think the algos made that SIBI right there next to the old SIBI, right? Because now that SIBI there, come here, you bugger. That SIBI there is right at equilibrium. That SIBI there is right at fair value. And so what did the market do? Institutional order flow entry drill. And I'm out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're far too kind. You're far too kind. Do we have any questions before we get out of here? I've been on here for 59 minutes. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry for keeping you for so long. Hopefully, I was able to share something that was of some kind of use to somebody. Do we have any questions before we call it? When your legs don't work like they used to before. It's been an hour. IG just stopped. It's been an hour. Oh, what's up, Shay? I see you. I see you. Shay and her sons. Hey, Tim, clip that up. No. No, I shall not. Clip what up? What do you want me to clip up? You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. What is Sick Sister? Sick Sister is very similar to SMT Divergence, right? Sick Sister is very similar to SMT Divergence. All right. We're going to put the NQ and the dial on there. We don't need a dollar right now. So let's put on some hourly candles so we can get it. Don't worry about not if it's too small. We just need to see the movements, right? We just need to see the movement of the candles, right? So Sick Sister is very similar to SMT Divergence. Divergence. So we got the dial. Let me see here. Let me find a good spot where we can point this out. Good spot. So okay. All right. So we're going to use this area right here to demonstrate, right? So with Sick Sister, right? So with Sick Sister, the difference, okay, so we're just going to use this, all right, come to there. All right, find the same high. And then find that same high. Now, so looking at this, and you say, okay, Tim, what's really the difference between Sick Sister and SMT Divergence, right? So with SMT Divergence, right, you're looking at the divergence to look for a cracking correlation. Hey, Margot. I leave that up. You good. You're with SMT Divergence, you're looking for a cracking correlation to let you know, hey, this move may not continue for very much longer. So when you see a reversal setup, right, like a breakdown here, you look for it to come back to go short because we was coming up. We took our buy side, right? We got divergence. We get a heavy distribution down. So we wait for it to come back up to take the short there. Now, that's looking at it from SMT Divergence. With Sick Sister, right? With Sick Sister, the divergence, right? You're not looking at it to reverse, right? You're looking at it to wait for your opportunity to take the trade on the Sick Sister to come take out the liquidity that it didn't take yet as the other two. The draw, you have to know your draw. Where's your draw? Your draw to the upside or the downside, right? If the sister don't take that high or low if she sickly and she not taking the high. If she's sickly and she not taking the low, then you're waiting for the time when she gives you a hint that, okay, I'm ready to go get it. And so here, now you see your opportunity for it to come and eventually take out that same liquidity there and further on, right? So if we come, right, we're going to go to this one right here, right? Well, we can go all the way up to this one here. We'll go all the way to this one. That's a good spot there. I'm just looking at all three indexes, right? And we're going to change this to a green, right? Now, and then we'll come there. Pretty much same little area there. Pretty much same little area. There. Right? Now, one thing you notice about it, right? That's the high that it didn't take out, right? This one ain't giving you like the feel of it because the highs are so close. But if you look at coming from that high on the Dow, right, to when it took out this, the NQ was the relative strength leader the whole time, right? Look at the angle, right, from where price came from on the Dow to finally taking at that high compared to that of the NQ, right? And compared to that of the ES did get a pop at the end, but the ES got like a lot more going on in it. You know what I'm saying? As far as between both, but on the six sister, you're just looking for the opportunity to take the trade on the six sister to come back and take out that liquidity. And most of the time, the move on the other sisters is not going to be as drastic as the six sister play and catch up. The six sister catch up is going to be more of a drastic move, right? More of a drastic tilt to it than, like, look at the relative strength leader here. The ES did have a nice little move on it also right there, but the ES also pulled back a whole lot more than the NQ did. The ES pulled back a whole lot more than the NQ did. The NQ pulled back. It was kind of consolidating, but the ES pulled back, so it did have a violent move. But you know, as you see, the Dow had a more of a steep comeback than the NQ, the old relative strength leader. But that's the six sister approach. But Margot, we talked about the other day, we talked about six sister. We talked about, hey, don't go out here and start trying to implement this stuff. When Michael talks about stuff, sometimes you have to block him out. Just say, hey, Michael, shut up. You're putting too much out there. Stop putting out these new words. Let me focus on what I know and focus on how to make this money the way I know how to make this money. And then you take all of that new stuff that he be coming in with, and you go back and you figure it out and you learn it and you back test it. And once you figure out what it is, you just keep it in your hip pocket. You keep it in your hip pocket, because if your trading style doesn't say, hey, let me go trade these other indexes, don't even worry about six sister. Don't do it. Don't worry about six, unless the index you're trading is the six sister. And in that case, you got a million other setups you can use then to try to implement six sister. Thank you very much. I yield my time. Anybody got anything else? Hines, you never told me what you wanted me to clip up. Oh, yes, you did. I'm sorry. The explanation of the fair value gap in the SIBI. Yeah, sure. Got you. Gonna have to replay, y'all. Have a great one. All right, somebody's mother, if you still here, see you. That was 10 minutes ago, so you probably not. All right. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? We cooking tonight. We cooking tonight. I feel what that? Give me 30 seconds of the beat. We cooking tonight. What that? Give me 30 seconds of the beat. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna play Water. I was gonna play Jerry early, but I'm gonna play Water. Hey, where's my playlist at? Library. I gave y'all, I began y'all banjo all the time. I'm gonna go to the first album. What was the first album called? That's a shame. I can't remember the name of the first album. I be listening to banjo so much. What's the name of the first album? Why is it not showing up? Oh, my playlist. Abstract. That was the name of it. Abstract. Oh, he got a bunch of stuff on here. Meep. What I said. Let's listen to some. What that? Let's give him 30, give him a little bit of what I said. What? What are you talking about? Not available in my country or region. What are you talking about? Apple Music? What is this thing doing? Why is this saying it's not available in the country or region? It won't play. Y'all know how I am when something. Did he take the album down? That's playing. Abstract 1.5 is playing. Oh my goodness, it's gonna drive me crazy. This gonna drive me crazy. This was a good session. I agree with New Lingo. Hey man, I'm frustrated. I'm highly frustrated now because I don't know why this album is not playing. I really don't know why this album is not playing. It's gonna drive me crazy. Anyway, man, don't put off till tomorrow what you can say today. If your loved ones are still here, please take advantage right now today. Let them know that you love them. Don't just say it, don't just show it, say it, show it, and confirm it. Because one of the worst things in the world is to express all you can, how you feel about somebody, and they not receive it because you're not speaking their love language. Open up the lines of communication so that you know how to express I love you, and vice versa. They can do the same back and forth. It'll be a healthy relationship of communication and love being expressed. If your parents are still with us, if you're blessed enough to have both parents or just one, parents, grandparents, if you're blessed enough to still have them there, take advantage, man. Take advantage now. Because nobody's promised tomorrow. Tomorrow is not going to come for somebody. Maybe you, maybe me, maybe them. But somebody's tomorrow is not going to come one day. And that's one piece of pain you don't want to live with. Some unresolved issues with a loved one. Trust me, I know. So take advantage. If you got grown kids, call them up now, immediately. Call them up now. Say, hey, mama thinking about you, daddy thinking about you. I paused for a second because I was thinking about my niece. She texted me her grades today. She's doing very good. She's in college. And she was on my mind because she has some stuff going on with her. You never know when you're going to get a phone call from someone you love and they're in urgent care. And you like, do I need to come right now? Them phone calls, them unexpected phone calls, they'll get you sometime. Sometimes they're not so bad. Sometimes they're good. But take advantage, man. Please. I ask you this every day because no one is promised tomorrow. Seems like every other day I get on Al Gore's internet and see somebody mass shooting. Mass shooting in Texas, mass shooting in Florida, mass shooting here, mass shooting there. Mass shootings everywhere. Kids fighting teachers, kids fighting substitute teachers, kids doing this, grown people doing this, grown people doing that. Take advantage, man. Take advantage while you can. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll see y'all in the morning for the overnight price action. Tomorrow evening, I got to take the boys to swimming lessons, so I probably won't do a price action recap tomorrow evening because I just don't want to feel rushed. No, I ain't gonna say probably. I'm not doing one tomorrow evening because I don't want to feel rushed, but we will do the overnight price action in the morning. Until then, y'all take it easy. Enjoy your families. Enjoy your dinner. She taking, oh yeah, going crazy with it too. Going crazy with it. I ain't never seen that many A's and B's on an elementary report card, let alone a college student taking 6 classes in one semester. Talk about, I love my niece to death, right? And it's not just my niece. I don't know if we were like this when we were her age, like around 19, 20 years old. But she is one of the smartest young ladies I've ever met in my life. But she's so dumb. She ain't got no freaking common sense. If just like she ain't got no common sense, but she is the smartest thing, one of the smartest things I ever met in my life. And it's not just her. It's like, I don't know if it's what they put in the McDonald's. I don't know if we failed as parents, but these kids dumb. They get all these freaking A's and B's, but they ain't got no common sense at all. At all. I tell my kids every day, you know the little thing in the microwave that you put over the food to keep the splatter from going everywhere? I'd be like, why don't you just put that on top of your plate in the microwave? So when you get ready to take the plate out, you lift it up, take the plate out, sit it back down, and it's in the microwave. It's always on the stove. It's sitting on the eye of the stove. I talk about it every day, 372 times a day. And it still does not get put back in that microwave. Still. They can't understand anything. They can't, what? If it's not in their phone, they don't understand. She's just a baby. We over 30 still making dollars. It's all. The girls like that too. You know, when I be talking to them on FaceTime, I be like, did she really just say that? And then Calandra, her favorite catchphrase for all these young people is blessed. Bless it. Just like that one comedian said. That comedian said, being in the South, bless you can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. So whenever somebody say bless you to me, I say bless you too. Cause if you from, hey, look here, I don't know about all areas, but if you live in Georgia or LA, not California, LA, I'm talking about Lower Alabama, right? My wife from LA, she from Lower Alabama. If you from Georgia or Alabama, if you hear somebody say, well, bless your heart, that is not a compliment. You hear me? And if they put little in there, if they say, well, bless your little heart, you real sped. if they put little in between, bless your heart, if they put bless your little heart, oh, you real sped. So if you ever hear my wife say bless it, that is not a compliment. Hey man, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all for sticking around for story time. I will see y'all in the morning at 9:30 if the Lord say the same thing. I'll see y'all in the morning, man. Go.